Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Today I'm filming a video that was requested quite some time ago now by Amelia, and she requested that I film a video on a Christmas Jellycat gift guide. So today I'm going to be focusing on a budget of around £30 and under, or I believe $40 US and under. And I'll be taking you through lots of different types of Jellycats that you can get for different people. Obviously, as this is a Christmas gift guide, I'll be giving you some Christmas suggestions, but I'll also be suggesting some other types of Jellycats, for example, from the summer range and other food and drink ones, depending on what you would like to get your friends and family. Anyway, without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So the very first suggestions I'm going to be running you through are for those who love coffee or Gilmore Girls. And obviously, if you love Gilmore Girls and you've watched Gilmore Girls before, you'll know that the Gilmore Girls love coffee. So that brings me to our very first Jellycat recommendation, which is the Amuseable espresso cup. This one is honestly such a perfect gift. Like, I feel like you can't even go wrong with this one unless your friend or family member already have it. It's just so cute, so perfect. If you know somebody doesn't have much space, then again, as this one is tiny, it's ideal. I don't see how you can't not like this Jellycat. So this is the Amuseable espresso cup, and it retails for £15 in the UK and $23 in the US. And of course, on the subject of coffee, I'm going to recommend the Amuseable coffee bean. Again, it's perfect for coffee lovers and it's a great size. This one is slightly more expensive, so it is £20 in the UK, and in the US it's $28 US. So here they are side by side for size comparison. So the coffee bean is a little bit bigger than the espresso cup, but again, they're both really small and a really perfect gift for anyone really. Then, of course, there are some more coffee Jellycats that I don't own but are in stock on the website, and these aren't retired. So the next one I would recommend is the Amuseable coffee cup. I love this one. If your friend is or family member is particularly into their coffees and they like, for example, have a coffee machine at home and they appreciate latte art, this is the perfect one to go for because of the Jellycat Jack latte art here. So this one retails for £25 in the UK and $33 US. Then of course, if you know that your friend is really into a specific type of coffee, for example, this Spanish latte, then this could be the perfect gift. So in the UK, this one retails for £28, and in the US, it retails for $35. The next one I would recommend, which particularly ties in with Gilmore Girls, is the coffee to go coffee cup. I think this one would be perfect if you know that your friend like rushes around and always has a coffee to go, like a coffee in their hand. I think this one would be perfect. So this one retails for £23, and in the US it retails for $30. They also do this coffee to go Jellycat in a bag version. So in the UK it retails for £30, and in the US $38. As well as making the coffee cup bag, they also do Jellycat charms. So if you know that your friend loves like bag charms or loves a handbag like me, then you could get them a Jellycat bag charm, which is, by the way, particularly perfect for the Brooklyn Coach bag, which I have here as well. So this, for example, is the Amuseable avocado. Oh, whoops. So this, for example, is the Amuseable avocado bag charm, and I was very kindly gifted this one from Jellycat earlier this year. I don't personally really want to have an avocado bag charm, so I just use it on display as an avocado by itself. But I can just show you as an example here how they just clip on really easily. So yeah, if you do have a friend that has this bag in particular, or you know that they use bag charms, then these can be perfect. So here's the avocado on my bag, and honestly it actually looks kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie, the brown and green look nice together. So if you know that they love coffee, then you might want to consider getting the coffee bean or the coffee to go cup bag charm for their bag instead. I also think that the Amuseable baguette bag charm is perfect on this bag. If you've watched my Jellycat hunting in London vlog, then you would have potentially seen when I tested the Amuseable baguette bag charm on my bag, and also the croissant, and I honestly think the croissant is probably the perfect one. But yeah, I just think those are some really good alternatives if you know that your friend is into bags. Or for example, if your friends aren't yet into Jellycats, but you want them to get into them, then this is the perfect way of doing so. So the coffee to go bag charm and the coffee bean, the Amuseable baguette and the croissant and pretzel are all £23 and 28 US dollars. Of course, they do have some other bag charms which are slightly more. For example, the Amuseable cherries, which is also a perfect pick if you have a particularly girly friend. So the next Jellycats that I'm going to recommend are part of the Christmas collection. So if you want to gift your friends or family a festive Jellycat, then this is a perfect section for you. Just got to grab my little snowman. So I have these Festive Follies, which are now retired, but they do the Festive Folly tree hanging decoration versions of a lot of these, which are actually some of the cheapest Jellycats that you can get hold of. So I have the Festive Folly Snowman, the Festive Folly Gingerbread Man, the Festive Folly Christmas Tree, and also the Festive Folly Tiny Cracker. Oh, that was upside down. Here it is. You can't get the cracker in a tree hanging version, but you can get these three, or at least some version of these three. So not these specific ones, but a version of them. So you can get the Festive Folly Snowman, but with a tartan bow, which I'll leave a photo over here, as a tree hanging decoration for £12, and in US dollars that's 15. Same with the tree. So the tree is £12 and probably around 15 US dollars as well. The tree hanging decoration of this one, again, which I'll leave a photo of here, is slightly different because it doesn't have the star and it's slightly darker, but it is just really similar. And then I'm not sure if you can get the tree hanging version of the Gingerbread Man anymore, but last year you could get the Gingerbread Fred and Ruby version of this Festive Folly as a tree hanging decoration, which I think will be about the same price. I can't remember if I said, but all of my Festive Follies are now retired, and the recommendations I'm giving you guys are based on things that are still in production and still for sale on the Jellycat website and other stores. Okay, so moving on, we're going to talk about some more Christmas Jellycats that I recommend, but these ones are slightly more expensive. So they're around the £25 and under budget, which I think is about 35 to 38 US dollars. And the first one is, of course, the little snowman. I think he is literally the perfect Christmas present. And he's just so fluffy. He is £20 and in US dollars he is 25. And honestly, yes, he is a bit more expensive, but I think he's worth it because he is quite a lot bigger than your Festive Follies. So for example, if you were to get your friend the Festive Folly Snowman, this is it kind of in size comparison, obviously without the ribbon, to the little snowman. So yes, he does cost almost double more, but he is a lot bigger. So it really depends on budget and whether it's like a stocking filler. But either way, I think they're both really good choices. So the next two that I would recommend are the ones that go perfectly with this Jellycat here. You probably guessed them already, but if not, I'm about to show you. So the next ones I'm recommending are the Christmas cookies, so the Star and Christmas Tree cookies. These are both £20 in the UK, and in the US they are $28. These two are so adorable, and my friend really wants to get the Star cookie for Christmas. And I just think they're perfect for your friends that you know love Christmas but also love a sweet treat. I personally also would really like those Jellycats because I have 2 gingerbread houses and I just think they would look perfect with them. They literally would go perfectly with both this house and this house because of their like white icing. The next Jellycat that I would recommend for your friend or family member if they are really into like sports, extreme sports or snow sports, and winter is their favorite season, is the Peanut Penguin on a snowboard. Now this one is £25 in the UK and it retails for $33 US. And I think this one is literally perfect, not only because it is tiny, but because it's one of those Jellycats that you can keep out beyond Christmas, because it's a winter Jellycat, not like a Jellycat that is kind of like exclusive to Christmas. Not that there's any rules around this kind of thing, like you can obviously leave your Christmas Jellycats out past Christmas or past New Year into January if you want to, but I'm just saying this is one that they could keep out for the coming months, because I know some people, I mean, I will be putting my Christmas Jellycats away probably very beginning of January. So, you know, if you don't want to gift your friend a Jellycat for Christmas and you don't want them to potentially wait until next year to put it out, then this could be a really good one. Again, if winter is their favorite season and they're really into skiing or anything to do with snow, then I would recommend the Après-Ski Peanut. This one is £23 in the UK and $28 US. And again, it is perfect because it's not strictly a Christmas Jellycat. I personally would absolutely love to add this one to my collection. So I have the regular peanut here, which I got from my friend B for Christmas last year, and I absolutely love. I want to get one of those B&M bottle hats for him as like a little Santa hat to make him festive. But I would also really like the Après-Ski Peanut because I just love his little snow boots and his like mohawk hat, whatever you want to call it. I just think it's so cute. Another Jellycat that I would recommend, which is perfect if they love Christmas and winter and also a sweet treat, are the Amuseables marshmallows. So in the UK, they retail for £25 and in the US, they're $33. You can also get the toasty marshmallows, which have more blush on them and also little earmuffs. I'll insert a photo of them here. They are £33 and $40 US. These are also really great because you could split these with your friends. Obviously they're connected by a little bit of ribbon here, but you could easily snip them and then share them with your friends. I think that's such a fun and cute concept. Oh, and you can also get the bag charm version of these, which are the same as these ones, so £25 or $30 US. Next up, I'm going to go through some Jellycats that are perfect for sweet treat lovers, but not necessarily linked to Christmas specifically. And the first one, which is an absolute classic and staple to anyone's Jellycat collection. So if your friend or family member has just started collecting or are new to collecting, they need to add this small Amuseable croissant to their collection. Now this one is £20 and in the US it's $25. They also do the Amuseable croissant in different sizes, so they also do a bag charm, which is £23 and $30 US. They also do the Amuseable croissant in other different variations, so they have the medium-sized croissant, which is actually more like a large, I'd say. So if you know that your friend really likes bigger Jellycats, for example, I got my friend Benny the medium-sized croissant last year, and that one is £28 and $35 US. The next sweet treats that I would recommend are the macarons. Now, next to me, I have Max and Mia macaron. I always get them wrong, but I now remember that Mona is the one that I'm missing. And these are perfect if your friend loves a sweet treat and they love pastel colors. And also, for example, maybe they love France, so these would be a perfect gift. Now, they are £20 each or $25 US, and I believe at this moment in time, they're all available on the Jellycat website. The last sweet treat that I'd recommend in this sort of budget category is the cinnamon bun. This one is £25 in the UK, and in the US, it is $30. I believe that it's in stock in both countries on the Jellycat website. And I just think this one is so cute, and it just really reminds me of Gilmore Girls. I don't even really see them eat cinnamon buns that much in Gilmore Girls, or I know in America you don't call them cinnamon buns, do you? I think you call them cinnamon rolls, but obviously as Jellycat is British, I think that's why it's called a cinnamon bun. But yeah, I just really think it reminds me of Gilmore Girls and Autumn. I don't know why, but this is definitely a really good option if you have the budget of around £25 or 30 US dollars. The next recommendations that I'm about to make are based on kind of like the summer Jellycat. So if your friends really love animals or specifically like sea life and the summer, then these ones will be perfect for you. And I'm sure some of you will already have guessed which ones they are. And these are the fluffy sea creatures. So I have the fluffy starfish, the fluffy turtle, and also the fluffy octopus. Now, these three are so perfect as stocking fillers, not just because of their size, but also because of their price. So these are all £15 in the UK or 20 US dollars. I believe they're all in stock on the Jellycat website in the US at the moment, but not in the UK. But keep an eye out and maybe set your email notifications if that is an option. I don't know if it will be though, because I think they might be saying retired at the moment on the website. But you never know, because these obviously retired when I really wanted them and I was so upset, and then they came back into production and back on the Jellycat website. So you never know. I would personally really love to add the fluffy whale, crab and seahorse, of course, to complete my whole fluffy sea creatures collection. At the moment, I think the fluffy whale and crab are only available in the US. I did see that the fluffy crab was back in stock, I think, on the UK website, but I missed that restock, which is a bit sad, but it doesn't matter because, to be fair, that's probably my least favourite fluffy sea creature anyway, but it would be nice to have the full set. Another summery one that I would recommend is the Amuseable peach. This one was so hard to find about a year ago and everyone wanted to get their hands on it, and now it's pretty easy to get hold of it because it's back in stock on both the UK and US website. And I genuinely think he's just like, or she's just like the happiest, cutest Jellycat ever, and I don't see how anyone couldn't like this one. So the Amuseable peach is £23 in the UK and 28 US dollars. This is actually the slightly older style peach, not the one that's retired, but the one that was in stock last year. So it's got slightly different fuzzy material, and also I think the face is a little bit different, and it also has the older style tags. But the new version is very similar and it would be perfect for anyone who loves summer or fruit, or anyone really, because I don't see how you couldn't like this one. Finally, I'm gonna make some recommendations for animal lovers out there. So personally, I don't think you can go wrong with a bashful bunny. I think they were literally one of the original Jellycat creations. I could be wrong there, but when I think of Jellycat animals, the first thing I think of is a bashful bunny. Certainly, if I think of a bashful Jellycat, I automatically think of the bunny over any of the other animals. So this is the Viola or Viola bunny, and this one retails for £25 in the UK, and in the US she retails for $33. I think all of the medium-sized bashful bunnies are around $33 or £25, unless they are a gold label or like limited edition bashful bunny. So the medium-sized bashful bunny in the original colours, so not the luxe colours or the smaller ones, retail for £25. So you can get a whole variety of colours. You can get pink, tulip, blush, lilac. I think you can get all of the cream and beige and like neutral colours as well, and these are literally perfect for anyone. I just think, again, how could you not love a little bunny? I personally only have one bunny at the moment, but I wouldn't be opposed to adding some more. Now, on the Jellycat website, they are always restocking different ones. So at the moment, I think they have the more neutral coloured ones, and recently they restocked the lilac bunny in the UK. I'm not sure about the US, but just keep an eye out and also put your notifications, your email notifications up when they're back in stock on, so that you can be emailed, so you can get the perfect colour for your friend or family member. And then next up, I would really recommend the smudge animals. These are super soft and perfect for cuddling. This is the smudge elephant in size medium, and she was £30, and in the US she retails for $38. Now I know that's slightly above what I said in the beginning of this video's budget, but you can also get the tiny version of this Jellycat as well, and also the Smudge Rabbit comes in a smaller size as well as the tiny size. Okay guys, so I am going to wrap up the video there. It's literally getting dark. You'll probably be able to see it gradually getting darker throughout the video as I filmed this. But I really hope that this video was fun or helpful. And if you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate a big thumbs up or a hype on this video if you're able to and you're watching it early enough, because it would really help me out and help me continue to make these videos. Let me know down below if you would like to see a part 2, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!